Well, we're back after a 3-day holiday weekend, and the market's reopening here on this Monday. Lots of things going on right now, especially in the Middle East and rhetoric affecting the markets. Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net joining us right now. Kaden, what did we see come out of the grains today?
Yeah, sometimes get a little volatility coming out of a 3-day weekend, especially this time of year, but not really the case today. A little bit of green on the screen, which is good, but corn really has chopped around anywhere up a penny or two. Look like where we're going to close, and beans up all less than 5 all day. Again, still green, but up a couple cents here into the close. So certainly a pretty quiet one, especially on the heels of feels like a lot of headline risk out there right now, but so far quite Monday.
I was just going to ask that because I know the president has given a 48-hour ultimatum to Iran before they'd start bombing infrastructure targets. And of course, that's got to make the markets nervous, but is it one of those wait and see if it actually happens before you trade the rumor?
Yeah, I think so, and feels like over the last week or two, when the war started, crude and corn and beans and wheat commodities were really closely correlated, and feels like over the last week or two that correlation has relaxed quite a bit as crude has continued to climb, and corn and beans not so much with it. So at least feels like in that regard that crude is still certainly the most sensitive commodity to that headline risk. Feels like corn and beans certainly still are affected, but have distanced themselves a bit. So you're exactly right. I think we'll see, what tomorrow brings if it's actually anything of substance and kind of go from there. But at least feels like as we sit here on Monday that maybe ags have softened just a touch on the war headlines and how much they care about them.
Now, of course, the WASI report coming out next week after, the planting intentions report. And, with the fact that, we haven't been able to get too much done here right now in the Midwest, how much weight is that going to carry here as we get closer and closer to planting?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, WASI report next week, and this is just a time of year where in my opinion, the market pretty quickly just shifts to weather and weather only, and planting pace along with that, of course. And like you said, we're still plenty early enough here that the market's not going to really care about planting pace yet, but it will continue to grow certainly here as we get closer to mid late April and into May. So to me, that's market's number one focal point. WASD next week, I'm not expecting a lot of change there. I think it's going to be pretty similar to what we saw in March. There's always a little room to work on demand, corn and bean side both, but I'd not expected big numbers there. So I think you see that thing come and go, and it's just solely weather from that point forward.
Moving to the livestock side of things, I know cattle got some nice boosts in the cash market. The Packers had to get out and buy some stuff here at some higher prices at the end of the week. But as we start a new week with hogs and cattle, how did they start out of the gate today?
Yeah, fat cattle higher again today, continuing to make contract highs, which is just super impressive after the move that we've had over the last few months. Just continuing to show some strength. Feeders tried as well, going to close mixed depending on which contract you're looking at. But really, hogs big winner of the day, and the deferred's up strong. You may know something I don't. I was just coming through before I jumped on here trying to learn anything and didn't learn much. Certainly some technical buying off the major moving averages from last week. If there's something fundamental going on there, I don't know it, and certainly don't claim to. So, but COG's up about $3 today, which is a huge move. Really nice off the lows for sure.
All right. Well, Caden, if folks want to get in touch with agmarket.net to talk about some of their strategies, what's the best way to get that conversation started?
Yeah, man, just go to our website, agmarket.net. Get a hold of myself or anyone from our team there, and get our 26 marketing plan hammered out before we really get ripping too hard in the fields.
All right. Caden Sweeney's been with us here today from agmarket.net. Caden, thanks so much for the time. We'll talk to you again soon.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.